Hello, family. If you haven't been to my channel before, I'm just Jasani, and this channel is for my imperfect champions, the leaders of imperfection. I want to create a place where we can have vulnerable, unrehearsed, and truthful conversations. Today, we're more focused on story. Today, it's more of a story time, which is the thing every gay person has to go through, fair or not, our coming out story. Um, I feel like when anyone comes out, there's always some kind of trigger or reason, like something that just sparks it. I know for me, when I came out, which I think I was like 23, 24, I did it because around that time, gay teen suicide was on a really big high. And knowing me and how I am, and I just felt like there wasn't enough gay role models out there, at least something to show these kids that, like, being gay is amazing, it's awesome. You would want to stay alive for this, you would want to go through this. There's not enough evidence of that, and there was more evidence of people saying no. And so there's a lot of kids that kill themselves, and it was affecting me. I was like crying all the time. And I remember saying that day, it was that week, I was actually by a friend's, my old best friend Mal. When she lived in West Virginia, I said, when I go back home, I'm gonna come out of the closet. Like, I can't stay in the closet. I cannot do that when all these kids are killing themselves, And I felt like it wasn't fair. And I felt like the person I wanted to be, I need to be brave. So that lovely day, I decided to put it up to the universe. I said, okay, if both of my parents, my mother said she was gonna pick me up, if both of my parents pick me up from Penn Station and it's just them, I will come out. Guess what? Though my mother said she was coming, my father was there, they both were there, and nobody else was there. So it was like this little perfect setup to come out. So I decided, okay. I waited till I'm very dramatic. How I do things, especially with my parents, I'm very dramatic with them. I don't do things lightly. They know. I kind of shove it into their face and be like, deal with it. What do you think about it? What do you think about it? I'm never like, here. So do you guys think? And another reason why I did it the way I did it is because I had a conversation with my father, which was the most vaguest conversation in the world. And it was just more like, so there's something I want to tell you about myself. And he's like, well, I think I know what you're talking about. And me and your mother already know. And I'm like, okay, cool, because I just want to, talk about it. And he's like, yeah, it's like vague, 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 vague. And I never mentioned the word gay. So this time, but then things just went back to normal when we got back home. So I wasn't sure they got it. So I wanted to make sure they got it. So in the car, I basically said, so I waited till we got in traffic because I wanted to be like, no escape. They can't run. They can't leave. Because I just imagine my mom get out of the car like, I can't hear. So I want to make sure that there was no running. And I basically said, I remember I was very nervous and I was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I want to make sure I say it and make sure it's clear, make sure I get it out there. But you probably already know, but I want to make sure I'm gay. Silence. No one says anything. So I'm sitting there. And my dramatic self, of course, I'm like, I'm not doing this conversation a third time. And this second time I have this conversation, I'm not doing a third. I want it to be clear. So I was like, you guys hear me? Gay. Gay, 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 gay. Just like that, I said it. Gay, 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 gay. So now is the time to talk about this because it's like now or never. We're not doing this anymore. My dad was the first to speak, and like, you know how I feel about it. Still is very religious, Bible loving, nothing above the Bible type of man. So he said, you know what I feel about it, and I was like, yes, I know. I was more looking at what my mom would say, but my mom, she doesn't talk. My mom is not a person who expresses her emotions ever. My mother's a person you would never know what she's going through. I'm pretty sure during labor, she had the straightest face. I'm pretty sure my mom gave birth, she was just like, oh, this is really painful. She probably won't even say it's painful. She'll be like, is it out yet? Okay. Mind you, my mother's so loving, so giving, just not good at speaking her emotions or expressing them. She's always had the mindset of, I have to be the rock of the family and foundation family, so she doesn't speak. Like she doesn't show, like she doesn't want to show, she wants to show that she always has it together. And so even in these times, she has it together. So solid face, doesn't say anything. And so it's more of a conversation with me and my dad. And when I was younger, I actually wanted to commit suicide. I almost did. Close, very close. And it was because I was in church, we were going to church, and it was the radio station brought up the conversation of being gay again. And it was, of course, a Christian radio station, so people who know so much want to tell me about myself. And of course, in that time, I was young, I was listening. And so I went to my dad, I was like, do you really think, like, if I die gay, like, if I'm gay, I'm going to hell? It's like, he's like, yeah, you die and you're gay, you're going, sorry. And so my world kind of like shut off. Like, I was done. I was just like, then why am I gonna sit around and wait? Let me just go now. I'm done. Then so I really made the plan in my head, walk in front of a car. I never walked into church. My dad and everybody went to church. I never even entered it. The entire church service, I wasn't in it. And I don't think anybody was looking for me either. So it made it even better because I knew exactly what road I wanted to walk in front of. I knew exactly how I wanted to get hit. I knew it had to be one of the fast highway roads and like 6-lane traffic, walk in front of that road, get hit. But I remember during that time, right when I was thinking it, a voice, clear as day, came in and said, you know that's not true. He said it 3 times. I still remember that voice. That voice came in so clear. And I knew it wasn't mine. I was like, that's not me thinking. That's something else. And it was in a time where I was going down. It just popped in and just like, you know that's not true. And I remember in the car when I was coming out, I told my dad about it. And he said, and I think this is what hurt me the most in that moment. He said, you don't know if it was God or the devil. And I was just like, but I was about to kill myself. Why would the devil stop me from killing myself? He never answered that question. To this day, I brought it up again. He never answered that question. But he was like, well, this is what God says in the Bible, so it'd be against him, so it couldn't be him. I said, okay, Felicia, whoever it is for you, all I know is it's what saved me that day, because I wouldn't be there, honestly, if that voice didn't come in. I wouldn't be here. That was the only thing that stopped me. The only thing that stopped me. That's probably why it came in so clear, because it knew that if I didn't hear it, I would have checked out. I was done. And when I got to home, it was even worse because I was really sad and like crying, and I stole a bottle of whiskey and I was trying to like chug it and it wasn't working because I just was choking on it, and I was like, I can't even be depressed correctly. And I was just like hella sad. Good thing is me now, I'm super happily gay. That's why I appreciate things like the Trevor Project and just places that help with teen suicide and LGBT. And I love these role models we have now. Like, definitely shout out to Queer as Folk for being the trendsetter. To Noah's Ark, that was trendsetter for more people of color. That was my show. I only didn't know about Queer as Folk in college, and then Queer Eye now. These role models are what's helping teens see the happy part of being gay and not listening to everybody else calling us perverts and all these things, which is going to be a whole nother story about like history and how Europeans push this idea in everyone else's head. Yeah, so the world knows this pervert thing was pushed and created by Europeans and shoved on everybody who didn't believe that. The world never disliked gays. The gays wasn't a negative thing. Femininity was never a negative thing. Europeans decided to travel and conquer and do all that bullshit and then shove ideas in people's heads including the Bible. Just saying. Where now the Bible is now telling me that being gay is wrong, and apparently killing is just a sin, but being gay is, oh my God, it's an abomination. You can't, oh Lord. But you can kill someone and be like, my bad. Thank you, Jesus. Bad. And you're fine. That's just my personal opinion. I am not bashing Christianity or Christians. Only the ones who still sit on this outdated book and call it law and says this never-ending law. We're gonna have a conversation. I do have a great relationship with my parents now. I found joy within myself, and that's what matters most. And that's exactly why I'm even on this, because I want everybody else to find joy within themselves, no matter what anybody else says about you. Because that almost killed me. So I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't kill anyone else, you know? I want everyone to comment. Was that too much? Like, how I came out, would you call it too much? And if you have a story that's better than mine, where you did too much to come out, where you were like, I'm gonna do a festival, please put in the comments. I really wanna read them. Thank you. Like this video, subscribe, so that we can go on this journey together. I love doing this. I love bringing people along and having these conversations, and let's keep doing it. You know, why stop? From just Jasani to just you, thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all very much. And remember, expression is power, so express yourself.